Hey guys, how are you tonight? Please let me know if you can see and hear me well, because I swear to you, it's like a streaming law of Murphy, law or Murphy's law, whatever it's called. But in any case, it's always the same. When I test beforehand, everything works fine, but just as I'm about to start the stream, something doesn't connect or disconnects suddenly. So please let me know if it works. And while you're answering, I'm going to switch to Russian for a moment and ask if I need to translate today. Так что здравствуйте, товарищи русскоговорящие. Напишите мне, пожалуйста, если вам тоже все хорошо слышно и видно, потому что всегда такая закон подлости такой случается, когда я тестирую заранее звук и видео, все работает, но перед тем, как мне надо нажать на кнопочку «Начать трансляцию», обязательно что-нибудь отключается и не работает, так что тоже напишите. И, собственно, скажите мне, если вам нужно или не нужно, чтобы я сегодня переводила все, что я говорю, на русский, потому что если вы понимаете то, что я говорю по-английски, то это облегчит нам всем задачу и сэкономит массу времени. So please let me know if you can understand me in English. Или мне все-таки по-русски тоже говорить. Now I'm back to English. Oh, hello guys. Hello, Alan. All is okay, great. Hello, Dirk, nice to see you. All right, and while we are waiting for some more answers, I want to give a special shout out to Alan. He's one of my most like long-lived, so to say, supporters, and he recently gave me a tip to set up a Ko-fi page. So if you want to support my music, you now can also go to ko-fi.com/alexandritevoice. There's a link below there, somewhere under the screen where you're watching me. So if you would like to support everything that I do, now you have another option. Besides Patreon or direct PayPal donation, I always appreciate your support. It really allows me to do all the stuff that I do and get the things that I need to do it. So thank you, Alan, and super big thanks to all my patrons. You guys are awesome. Oh, hello, Dominic. Sound is okay. Video too. Hey, Maya. Nice to see you. I think you also can understand me in English, right? So far, there are no Russian speakers, like native Russian speakers. So I guess I'm going to continue in English. И если кто-то вдруг внезапно из русскоговорящих появится, вы мне, пожалуйста, намекните, что надо переводить. Hi, Dieter. Nice to see you. All right, so what's going on today is I'm going to rant about how I made my video for Don't Fear the Reaper, like I did about bad habits, because there are lots of small but interesting details, I think, and making a big long video about every one of them probably wouldn't work well with YouTube, and making a small individual video for each of these details probably would be too time consuming. So I hope you enjoyed this format of me ranting and rambling, and I hope that it makes sense. Yes, I can. Great. I appreciate it that you do. All right. So, one of the most asked questions usually is how you come up with these ideas or with this particular idea. And the honest answer is usually I have no idea how these things appear suddenly in my head, but they do. And it's a really nice sensation, I would say, when it's like literally like a light bulb that's poof and turns up, turns on in your head. So it's nice. And the only thing that I can kind of explain about how it works is that there are lots of things that I watch and listen to, and somehow they combine in my head into a certain vision. And then my work is to kind of explore it and embody it and bring it into reality. So this time, I was working on the James Bond theme songs, which is obviously quite nice, but there is also not such a nice thing about this inspiration and light bulb ideas is that you need to act on them right away, otherwise they become boring after like maybe a week or so, and if you don't do it, you might not want to do them at all later. So I was working on the James Bond theme songs, and then it hit me that wow, it's already October, so it's going to be Halloween soon. And again, it's not such a great thing if you want to plan everything beforehand, because when you like have these light bulb moments and you need to start working on them right away, you kind of throw out the window all the plans that you had. And so I decided that, yeah, a Halloween thing would work if I make the first two videos, then make the Halloween special, and then continue on working on the James Bond theme songs. So they will be back in a couple of weeks or so. I'm sorry. I also hope that you're having a nice cup of tea or whatever beverage you prefer. So cheers. And it's all kind of took a certain shape when I was watching a cover of Don't Fear the Reaper, and this is also an argument for making covers of many different songs because maybe it will inspire somebody else to do something. So I was watching the cover by Finnish artist Katja Savia, или Savi, or Savi, I'm sorry. I'm sure I'm sorry if I mispronounce her name. She's a really talented artist. She's a piano player and a singer, and her channel is dedicated to exploring a darker side of music. And if you want to like explore it with her and appreciate her vision, I certainly would recommend. It's Katja Savia, I guess, on YouTube. And so I watched her cover. It's a piano version with vocals that is kind of closer to the original. But an interesting thing about her version is that she recreated the scenes from the movie Halloween. I think it's the movie that was released in 1978-ish or something, where there's like a maniac that is following the girl, and it's a really nice idea. And even though we obviously have a very different take on this song, it kind of clicked. Because obviously I knew the song before, but for some reason I didn't think that, or I didn't associate it necessarily with Halloween. But yeah, this song was actually used in the movie, so in the original one. So why not? And then I started thinking about how to approach it and make it a duet, like in Hymn's version. And obviously, we already have seen many versions of my twins or clones. But this time, I wanted to take it a little bit further and make a male version of me. And it was a quite interesting experience. I'm going to talk about it in a bit. So, one of the other associations kind of thing that appeared to me basically in the same moment is that you can actually be two characters in one with this half man, half woman character. By the way, do you know a word for this type of costume? Because I was Googling it and I didn't find a, like a short equivalent for this phrase, neither in English nor in Russian. Maybe the word exists in German, but I'm not sure because it was a name of a certain costume online that is sold online. So maybe they just like trademarked it and people don't use it, don't really use the word. Manfrau. Sorry for my German pronunciation, but basically it it says what it means, right? So I was really surprised that I couldn't find a short word for half man, half woman costume in any other language that I know. So that's kind of surprising. And yeah, and this idea occurred to me because, um, you know, some parts of the song are kind of a dialogue, right? So one person, usually the man, starts and then the female kind of replies, but there are some other parts of the song when they sing the same stuff at the same moment. So I thought, why not just like split myself in half and do it at the same time, right? And it works. And I was kind of surprised that it didn't look too bad. It was really fun. So, about. Oh, hello, Francielle. Nice to see you. So it was kind of a nice surprise, and the male image also surprisingly worked well, I think. Um, but the makeup and the costume is one thing, and kind of playing the character is an absolutely different thing altogether. Oh, thank you. Yeah, it was written in the stars. Can you see it? It's on this side and on this. I don't know if it actually appears right on the screen, but it's a cute one. Thank you. So, the thing is that it wasn't like too crazy for me to become a male character. Because, as you guys probably know, because I've talked about it like on every other stream that I had, that I trained as a classical singer, and my voice type is mezzo or alto, which is basically the same thing in contemporary classical music or whatever. And there are many parts that are written either for mezzos or altos, and also are performed by contratenors, so men. And obviously the parts are of male characters. I sang some from Russian music. There were like Teen Boys Vanya. There are some Mozart's operas with Cherubino character and stuff like that. So singing in the lower register is all right. Doing the makeup is all right, but despite the fact that I learned those arias and sang them for like exams and stuff, I didn't actually play the roles on stage. And it was an interesting kind of experience and a little bit of exploring going on, that gestures and like facial expressions that I use for my usual characters don't work for a male character. Well, it's kind of an obvious thing, but when I'm filming, I usually watch like the first take that I filmed, and I was like, no, that just doesn't work. You just have to take it down a notch and be like a serious guy. Um, and it's not very consistent over the takes, but I think I kind of chose the ones that are kind of work for this character. But it was a nice surprise, you can say. Right, we have something going on in the chat. Tea team, yay! Yeah, it's green tea. I always drink green tea, and I basically don't drink coffee at all, surprisingly. Even though I like the taste, I usually feel sleepy after drinking coffee, opposed to tea. Oh, thank you so much. You did a great job. Everything works, and the male character is surprisingly fine. Oh, yeah. And it was really fun to do the makeup. I'm not sure if I have the tools here, but there is like a special sponge that you use to do the stubble. And it works surprisingly well. It's not like a beauty blender type of sponge, but it looks more um, like a sponge you use for suede shoes, basically. You know, like this branchy kind of stuff, I guess. And I also look a lot like my friend Michael when I'm in this makeup look. I guess it's because we both have some Armenian roots, and I become this like South Caucasian guy when I do my brows bigger and have this stubble going on. So yeah, that was fun. Also, some people asked me where did I get the costumes, and it's also kind of funny story because this coat that I wore for my male character, I'm not sure if you call it a coat or a jacket or a frock, maybe. Not sure about the design. So it was my mother's. She wore it in her like maybe 20s or 30s, and it fits me well. And there was also a vest below, which you probably didn't notice that much. That was actually made by my mom also when she was in her like 20s or 30s. And it's actually made like quite fine. So here's the frock, I guess, and here is this waistcoat. So it looks really cute. You can actually wear it with a skirt or something, but I wore it to be a proper gentleman in a three-piece suit. Also, I learned a new word. It's a thing that Francielle and I have about learning new words. Apparently, the scarf that men used to wear in the 18th and 19th century is called a cravat. And there are many ways to tie it. Basically, it's just a long, like a piece of cloth, and you can wrap it around your neck, and it looks kind of fine. Yeah, my mother's, totally. Oh, yeah, that man looks really polite and educated. Привет! Если нужно переводить на русский, то, пожалуйста, свистните. Если на английском понятно, то я тогда просто не буду времени сильно тратить, потому что это же в 2 раза дольше говорить придется. Так что please let me know if you can understand me. Yeah, with a skirt it could be a Wednesday Addams-ish kind of look. Totally. Absolutely. Maybe I should do an Adam's Family like cosplay next year and use it with the skirt. It would totally work. You're right. So what was I saying? Oh yeah, so that was the male outfit, and this bridal look is actually the veil that I think I showed to you when I talked about my obsession with the tulle fabric. I made it for our concert that was dedicated to Corpse Bride. Mm, it is. It's basically just like a couple of layers of tulle, and there are some flowers. So if you like want to use the veil to actually hide your face, you will see the flowers here. So it's quite nice. I made it myself, and I recently made another veil for my, not a whale, a veil for my friend Aruna, like a dark black kind of gothic bride thing. I really enjoy making them. It's really fun. And the skirt is actually also a piece of this same tulle fabric, but with an elastic, and I actually wore it in my Immortal video too. So that one is also handmade, and I made the gloves, or whatever you call this, like fingerless gloves things. Also, it's basically like a long piece of embroidered fabric that I sewed here and cut out the pieces that I didn't need, and it works. Because I ordered a pair of gloves from AliExpress, and it was supposed to be an express shipping, but they came like 3 days after I've actually finished filming the video. So when I realized that I wouldn't get those, I made these ones, and they are actually better, if I say so myself. So yeah, that's the costume part. Sometimes I don't know why you're speaking in this Basurmanian language. It's because you are the only person who speaks Russian here. Only Russian, I mean. There are like maybe a couple of people from Russia here, but they also understand English. Если сейчас было не очень понятно, то это таки потому, что тут только ты, к сожалению, сейчас из тех, кто не признается в своем знании английского языка. What your years? What the fuck, man? Are you asking me how old am I? I'm not gonna tell you, just try and guess. It's not a polite thing to ask a girl or a lady or a woman of any age. Or maybe you're asking something absolutely different and then I just don't understand what you want to ask. I'm sorry. Okay. So that was the costume part and the makeup part and the whole general idea. And then oh yeah, I guess there were more questions about some like effects and how I filmed the interaction between my clones. So I guess now we are going to switch to Premiere, and I'm going to show you how it actually works. Yeah. So as I was researching this clone thing in Premiere, obviously I've done it before. We've already seen many versions of my clones. So it's quite easy to just like film yourself multiple times and move your clones around. I hope I will finish my behind the scenes video about how I do all the different versions of this technique, but there's going to be like a short version now. And the tricky thing, obviously, is in interaction. So in this case, handing out the eyeball. Hey, by the way, here it is. I will show it to you closer when I switch the scenes again. So, and usually all the tutorials about this topic basically tell you to use an assistant who will hand you the thing or to whom you should pass it. But I was filming alone and totally by myself. So I came up with an idea to just use a stand, basically. And this is gonna look weird, but now I'm going to highlight just one of the layers. So there is a lot of masking going on. You can see like this mask and this mask and this mask, and they all move and like with certain movements and all that. I also have another layer that is kind of more refinedly cut out in After Effects, but I'm gonna use another one like this layer to show you. It was this mask, yes. So I'm not going to show you the whole thing, the whole scene, because there's just too much garbage laying around and my room is a total mess every time I film. So you can see that here is a stand, right? And it has like this green thing on top. It's actually a cap from a lotion bottle, and it's like you know, has a little bit of indent here, so you can put the ball and it won't roll away, kind of like a tee in golf, you know, these like thingies that they put into the ground and set the balls before hitting them. So basically this character, oh, the automation works. So this character just puts the ball on this kind of a stand, and the other character, now I'm going to find another layer, and this character, where is the mask, takes it from the stand like this. And that's basically, and then you mask everything out, like with these more precise versions. You kind of feel like they're really touching, but obviously they don't, because I don't have anyone else beside me. And the trickier thing is actually to, let me show you a little bit closer. The trickier thing is actually to figure out how to hand the ball. So here is my eyeball. I hope you can see it. Oh, please focus on this. Please work. Like work here. Please. There was also a funny story that I shared on Patreon about how I had another one before this ball and I lost it because I wasn't handing it out properly. So you can hand out and take things two different ways. You can like hand it out like this with an open palm, right? And so initially I thought, like, I think that is the way to show that the man would hand it out like this, and then I would let the ball slide from my hand and just drop it. And so when I was filming the first take of the outro in my male character, I basically let it slide down, and I lost it. The ball disappeared. I was looking for it for like an hour. And then I realized that I probably won't find it because it may be stuck somewhere behind the furniture, and I wasn't able to move the things around because I was already in a like a set environment. I set up all the equipment and I couldn't move it in order to film the clones properly, because you don't want to move anything basically in order for it to look proper and like relatively natural, let's say. So I had to make the second ball and join the iris. Does it focus on it or does it not? In any case, the iris really looks nice, and it doesn't really take that much time to paint it. It's just like a black pen and two blue markers of slightly different shades, right? So it's not that hard. The problem was that it's like also a theme with my videos. I order something and then it either doesn't arrive, or it arrives but it's not the thing that I needed. So I ordered this. It's a ping pong ball. If you didn't realize it before, it's a ping pong ball. And I ordered them online and I got orange ball. And I was like, what the heck? Why did it come? Why did it come as orange? I'm not sure if it was my mistake or the shop's mistake, but in either case, I couldn't just like reorder them because I didn't have enough time. So I painted them white first. Obviously, I painted the first ball white, and I didn't think that I needed to paint all the balls white. So while I was filming, and when I realized that I lost the first ball, I had to paint this ball white first. And the problem was that I ran out of the white paint I used before. And this is actually covered in white nail polish. So it was hilarious. I'm all that proper young man, and I'm sitting here and painting the ball with a nail brush, with nail polish. And I also had to wait like 2 hours for it to dry, even though I used to blow dryer to dry it. It was absolutely hilarious. If anybody else saw this, they would have laughed like to their death. So, what I was talking about before is actually how you hand the ball. So, as we realized, because of the loss of the first ball, I couldn't just do this thing. And if I did this thing, the female character could just pick it up like this, right? So I had to change my technique. So the man, let's take this cap from a lotion. The man puts it on this stand, right? And I needed to figure out a way to pick it up without it being too noticeable. So I couldn't like take it like this or grab it like this, because you won't do it if you're actually interacting with another person. So what I came up with is that I had to slide my fingers on either side of this cap and lift it up kind of like this. And when I layer the characters in Premiere, it actually looks like the ball arrives in the hand and the hand moves away, and that is all. But it took some preparation for sure. All right, I've been rambling for a long time. Let me see what you've been writing to me. Саша, ты супер. Спасибо. Опять же, если надо переводить, свистните. Besides the male character, what others would you like to try in the next vids? That's an interesting question. I actually really enjoy playing all the different characters, and actually every one of them has a even if it's a vague, still like a backstory in my mind. So these characters were obviously my recreation from Corpse Bride, Emily and Victor, kind of mixed up with my vision of Ville Valo and whoever the female singer were in their version. I'm sorry, I don't know who sang the female part. I should have looked it up probably. And also all my pirates had some backstory in my mind, and the Vikings. But who would I want to do next? I'm not quite sure. It all depends on the inspiration and the idea. It's generally a really interesting experience, and trying to like recreate and embody different characters. Maybe when I do like a set of songs that were in like TV series, I would try to recreate the characters from those TV series. I think that would work quite well, but it would take quite a lot of work. But it would be interesting. So yeah, I think that when I'm going to do the TV series set, you will see many, 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 many different characters from those series. Right. So, speaking English, you try to find the spy? What the fuck do you mean? To steal... А, The Spy like шпион, это в этом смысле. Это вообще прекрасно читать транслитерацию английского в русском. It's so funny to read like English words written in Russian. It drives me absolutely crazy. Who steal our vodka, balalaika, and medved from nuclear object? Yes, of course. This is why I speak English. Wow, the idea with the stand is ingenious. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed the story. Hi from Guatemala. Hello back from Russia. С помощью 3D-печати я могу и красный глаз, и драконий кошачий напечатать. Ну-ка, это же надо 3D модель делать. Зачем 3D-модель делать, когда можно взять шарик и нарисовать? Это же гораздо более трудоемкое и энерго- и материалозатратное производство. Можно, конечно, если бы у меня был 3D-принтер, я бы, наверное, тоже многое на нем что-то делала. Но так мне как-то более enjoyable ручками делать. So this guy here said that in like 3D printing, you can do basically any eye and anything that you want. Also, I think that 3D printing actually takes quite a while to print out the thing, doesn't it? So if I needed the ball right away and it's like not that small, it could take like the same amount of time that's just taking the ball and painting it, isn't it? Hey, Alexandra, it's nice to see you live. You make great covers. Thank you. Thank you so much. It's really nice. Hi from Ireland. Great content. Wow. Hello. I don't think we have that many people from Ireland following this channel, so it's a pleasure to meet you. Привет, Антон! Nice to see you! How are you? Оля с тобой там? Тоже привет передавайте. Ну, в общем, я передаю, как бы. Можешь дальше доносить. Those are my friends. Anton and Olga. Olga is a jewelry designer who made the Reinhardt brooch, if you remember. So, all right, that was the moment with handing the ball. My mouse stopped working for some reason. Please work. Please work. Yes. Okay. Another question that I got was about the Reaper character, the third one that we have in the outro. So, all right, let me turn it on again. Oh, and we don't need the stand anymore. Let me just Control Z everything. Okay, so the first question, if I recall, was how did I make this like a smoke effect, right? How the death appears. And to be honest, I didn't plan to do her entrance or his. I guess in English the Reaper is a he, but in Russian the death is a she. So смерть косой is a she. And in my case, it's also a she. So she enters. But the problem was that I was going past the character in white, and the masking didn't work quite well. So let me show you. If we have this, I need to turn off the effect. Right, so, and this effect, and let me show you with this character. So you see that as she passes by, the edge looks kinda weird, especially here where the scythe, it's a weird word to pronounce for a Russian speaker. So where the scythe is like overlapping the character in white. If it was the other character, it wouldn't look so weird, right? But the masking didn't work quite as well as I'd hoped. Of course, I could have spent like 3 more hours refining the mask, but I decided that what the heck, it's a death scene, like the death is appearing. It's not like a human, right? So you could do anything you want, basically. So what I did is, let me show you, like maybe in this frame, it's you can see better. So the first effect that I used is called Turbulent Displace. And what it does, it kind of makes this weird clouds. Let me turn off the other characters so you can see it just on the blue background, like this. And also there is a smoke overlay that we don't need at the moment. So you can see like this just messes up the image, basically. You can like make different settings, change the amount, like if it's, no, let's make it 0 so you can see. And there is the size, and there is like evolution that makes it move around. So basically you can animate it from a big amount. I have these key points, like in the beginning it's all the weird stuff going on, and by the end of the effect it switches off, basically. So this thing is automated, and there is also Gaussian blur, so it would look more like misty. And there's also, as I mentioned, a smoke overlay, so it's basically some footage. And if I had a bigger following on YouTube, this would be the moment where I started my ad for Squarespace or Motion Array or some other stock footage site. But I'm not sponsored by either of those services, so I'm going to tell you that there are lots of free footage that you can use in your videos. You just need to like Google royalty free footage, free download, and you can find a lot of things like this cloud of smoke. Right, so I basically inverted it so it is black, and also animated the position so it would follow my Reaper. А, Ладно, окей, спасибо, буду иметь в виду насчет 3D. Антон, опять ты все пошляешь. Ну, камон. Здравствуйте! Так вот, вы первый человек, кто пришел, кому надо, чтобы я переводила на русский. Я хорошо могу переводить с нынешнего момента. Ну, я вообще, мне кажется, уже большую часть, правда, рассказала, но я постараюсь дальше. Не забывайте, что мне надо дублировать. Right, we have a person who needs me to translate, so now I'm going to switch back and forth and try not to forget to repeat the things in either of the languages. Right. So, there is another interesting thing about the Reaper moment. It plays the cowbell, right? But I was too lazy to set up in-ear monitors to listen to the metronome. So I just went with it and played like random rhythm. It's also, by the way, really hard to move the scythe. It's an unpronounceable word. I'm sorry. To move this thing and hit the cowbell properly because it's like unbalanced and it's always like not tight in a rhythmical sense and uneven. So here's how the original sounds, how it sounds in the original. Oh, that's not the proper video. Here's the proper video track. Right, so it's not like an evenly spaced hits. So what I did, I cut out each hit. You can see that they don't really align. And I imported a metronome track, which I later deleted, but I think you get the idea. And I stretched these little pieces according to the length that I needed. Like this. You can speed it up or like slow it down. But the thing in Premiere is that when you do this stretching, the thing happens that it also changes the pitch of the audio. In audio software, the desired result is that even if you stretch some piece of audio, the pitch would stay the same. It would just like compensate for it with some fancy algorithm. But Premiere isn't an audio software. It's made for video, so they don't care about the pitch. And so it sounds absolutely ridiculous, in my opinion. Like this. You can just play different melodies on cowbell. So here's a funny thing. Now I'm going to try and repeat all this craziness in Russian. So, так что, вот, перевожу теперь на русский. Тут такая штука, что чтобы записать нормально чего-то более-менее в ровном темпе, надо слышать метроном. А мне очень было лениво все там настраивать и себе в наушники звук посылать. Поэтому я решила немножко забить на это дело и сыграть как получится, потому что, ну, это все-таки же не концертное исполнение. Кому же вообще там кавбелл-то нужен? Нет, ну, то есть, конечно, нужно больше кавбелла, конечно, если вы знаете, что я имею в виду. Еще вот этой косой стучать очень неудобно, потому что она не балансирует, и все время размах разный получается. Поэтому изначально звук у нас вот такой прекрасный, кривой, но тон более-менее одинаковый. Правильно? А при этом Premiere Pro позволяет растягивать или сужать по длительности видео, как это по-русски сказать. Вот. И получается, что так как это не для аудиопрограммы, они меняют высоту звука вместе с длительностью, что, в общем-то, обычно как бы с длиной волны-то и происходит, но обычно аудиопрограммы как раз, наоборот, приоритизируют высоту звука над длительностью. Ну, то есть они компенсируют там какими-то чудесными алгоритмами. И поэтому тут в Premiere Pro, так как это не аудиопрограмма, у них очень смешно со звуком вот эта вот ерунда получилась. Можно мелодии играть целые на капелле. Etc., etc. Вот, это, по-моему, я вроде все ответила насчет всех этих вопросов эдитинга в премьере. I think I've answered all the questions that I got about editing. Let me know if you have any other questions about it. But I also have some not very much related questions about myself and like my views on certain things. All right, so I think we have some questions from Alan that he posted on Patreon. By the way, if you would like to support my music, you can do it on Patreon, now also on coffee.com, and also by donating via the links in the description if you feel like it. As you can see, it takes a lot of work and time and resources. So if you feel generous, please do. I will always love you for it. No kidding. My patrons are the best people that I know. All right, so the first question. Apart from your clones, are there or were there any artists in your family? Unfortunately, no. I only have my clones. But my family has always been related to like creative areas. My mom is I think it's called a theatrologist, like the person who knows the theory behind theater, and she worked in Moscow's Mali Theater. It's like we have Большой, the big theater, and Mali, the small theater, if you will. So she used to work there. And also my mom's great aunt, I think there are some weird family relations there. She was like what you call an MC nowadays, master of ceremonies in the theater, where her husband was like a producer, I guess you would call it. Again, I'm not sure about the terms, but they were very much in the theater business many years ago. They all passed away, but they were like of a certain age, and they were born before the Second World War II. The Second World War, yeah. You get the idea, so you can like appreciate the distance in time. And so, no, I don't have any other musicians or any artists. No. But we were always like around artistic people, so I guess that makes sense. Вот, вопрос был от моего патрона Алена. И если вы вдруг хотите поддержать все, что я тут творю с большими усилиями, временными и денежными затратами, то вы можете это сделать на сайте Patreon, на сайте coffee.com или прямым донейшеном на ссылочках, которые есть под видео. И я обожаю всех людей, которые это делают, потому что они прекрасны, самые щедрые и замечательные люди. Ну так вот, вопрос не об этом, а в том, что один из моих патронов спросил, есть ли в моей семье, помимо моих клонов, какие-то артисты, художники, ну, в общем, творческие люди. И прям вот артистов, актеров или музыкантов у меня никого нету, но мы всегда были каким-то образом связаны с культурой и театром. Моя мама театровед, ее двоюродная бабушка, получается, была конферансье, шпрехшталмейстером в театре, в котором ее муж был директором, так что это, в общем, в любом случае в какой-то такой творческой атмосфере, но прям чтобы сами были музыкантами или артистами в каком-то варианте. У меня, к сожалению, таких родственников прямых нету. Ну, может быть, когда-то давно они были в каком-нибудь пра-пра-пра-пра-пра-пра поколении. Но как бы... Nope. The next question is how have your musical tastes evolved from childhood until now? Well, as you can see from my latest cover, which was to the hymns cover of the Oyster Cult, I'm very much in touch with my teenage musical tastes. But generally, again, as I don't have any musicians in the family, I was just listening to whatever I had as a child. And on the other hand, as it was a theater related family, I had a lot of musicals on the vinyl discs, the vinyls, I guess, пластинки по-русски. So I listened to a lot of musical or fairy tales with music for children. So that was in my early childhoods. I loved them a lot. I liked to dance along and sing along with them. It was very funny, I guess, to watch it. Then I got into pop music, but that went away maybe in a year or two when I was around 10-ish. Also, as a child, I also listened a lot to a lot of classical music, also on the vinyls. And then around 12 or 13 years old, I got into rock and later into metal, into this gothic and symphonic stuff. And yeah, I like it till this very day. I also like lots of pop music, like Adele, Lana Del Rey, and some songs by Ed Sheeran and Billie Eilish, you know, all the stuff. Basically everything that I cover, I like. So, kind of makes sense. Вот. А другой вопрос был, как мои музыкальные вкусы развивались с детства и до сегодняшнего дня. Опять же, так как напрямую музыкантов у меня никаких не было, поэтому слушали, что давали, ну, видимо, что можно было в советское время достать. И так как, с другой стороны, семья у нас достаточно театральная, как бы приближенная к этой сфере, то было очень много как бы этих радиоспектаклей, типа мюзиклов вот этих вот, которые были сказки с песнями, как это называется, на пластинках. Ну, я думаю, вы представляете, о чем я говорю. Вот. И классическая музыка тоже на пластинках была. Потом где-то лет в 10 я как-то обратила внимание на поп-музыку. Потом мне это быстро достаточно надоело, и мне стало интересна рок-музыка. А потом уже лет в 13-14 металл там какой-то, готик, симфо и так далее. Я до сих пор это все люблю. Ну и сейчас я и это слушаю, и поп-музыку тоже я некоторую слушаю, как Адель, Лана Дель Рей, Эд Ширан, Билли Айлиш, вот все, что у меня, в общем, какие-то каверы есть, значит, я это, в общем-то, действительно мне это нравится. Не просто так я это каверю. Все по-честному. How long it takes you to create a cover, to record, and then to create a video? It depends. A lot. If you want to see all the behind the scenes stuff, I post regularly on Patreon with private vlogs about what I'm doing at which particular moment, so you can track my progress. So some songs, like I did a quick cover of Billie Eilish's Your Power. I made it in 3 days because I didn't create certain like very creative look. I didn't do anything of that. I didn't film any B-roll. I basically filmed myself singing and playing the piano from one angle, and the arrangement used very, very basic instruments, basically the piano and some pads, so to make it more atmospheric. And a song like Don't Fear the Reaper, it was actually a very, very, very fast edit and creation process, considering the length of the song and its complexity. And it took like about 2 weeks all in all. Hi, Ashkan, I think. Nice to meet you. Welcome. You're a bit late, but still it's nice to see you. So it depends. If it's like basic arrangement, I can do it in 1 or 2 days. If it's a complex arrangement of a complex song, only the arranging process can take up to a week, and so on and so forth in every and each aspect. So if I only filmed like 2 angles of myself sitting like this and maybe the keyboard, so 2 angles and all, I will film it like in a 3 or 4 hours, and then it's going to be a very simple edit. And if I film like 3 characters and different angles of the piano, it might take like 3 days to film. So you can see how it works, how it's complicated. It's the same with the vocals and with the editing and with the mixing. The more complex the arrangement is, the harder it is to mix it, obviously, because there are so many different parts, very much moving parts, if you know what I mean. So yeah, a lot of time sometimes. Like for this video, it took like about a week to arrange, 3 days to film, like 3 days to edit, or maybe 2 days or 3 days. I'm not sure. I don't forget because I don't remember. I forgot because sometimes I try to like give myself a break from one activity like editing the video and switch to like mixing or something, so it's harder to keep track of which part takes how much time specifically. But mixing was also very hard for the song. It took also about 3 days maybe, and I also had to record the vocals in 2 days. So a lot of time, in short. Вот. Спрашивают, сколько времени нужно на то, чтобы сделать видео? И простой ответ, что по-разному. Зависит от того, какая песня. Я сделала, например, кавер на Billie Eilish Your Power. Ну, and I called it a quick cover for a reason. Я, то есть, назвала это быстрым кавером, не просто так. За 3 дня, по-моему, все. То есть и аранжировку, и записать вокал, и все нарезать, наклеить, и снять видео. И получилось так быстро, потому что там аранжировка очень простая, там буквально фортепиано, еще какие-то такие пэды для атмосферы. И снято только 2 ракурса, типа я вот такая вот, как здесь сижу, пою, и клавишки. И все, это тогда очень быстро можно сделать. А если видео сложное, как вот этот последний Don't Fear the Reaper, там и персонажей много, и ракурсов много, и вокально надо было 2 партии записать, и аранжировка там сложная, и структура у песни тоже непростая. Про это, кстати, на Патреоне тоже видео отдельное есть. Вот. Получается, что там каждая часть этого процесса будет 2-3 дня. То есть вокал я в 2 дня писала каждому голосу целый день. Видео я тоже 3 дня снимала, потому что 1 день на одного персонажа, другой на другого, 3-й там доснимать и фортепиано отдельно тоже снять. И сводить такую песню сложно, потому что если аранжировка сложная, то, соответственно, там больше всяких разных звуков, которые надо вместе все усадить. Так что, соответственно, сложные вещи можно делать там 2-3 недели или даже больше. Так. Do I understand correctly that you create covers alone? Your band's musicians just play the music. My friend, for the last year and a half, like since the COVID pandemic began, I do everything myself. Everything. They don't even play it. I do everything myself from start to finish. Absolutely. So the drums are programmed, the piano parts I play on my MIDI keyboard, and I also program every other instrument. Here it is. And I also film everything myself and edit everything myself and mix and master everything myself. Thank you so much for asking. I hope you will appreciate my work even more now. Thank you. Вот. Правильно ли товарищ понимает, что я делаю все сама, а музыканты только играют? Фишка в том, что последние 1,5 года они даже не играют. Барабаны запрограммированы, все остальные инструменты запрограммированы, я только вот на MIDI-клавиатуре фортепиано играю, ну и остальные партии, если надо, я их на MIDI, соответственно, играю, а потом просто в другой инструмент перевожу. Вот. Так что все сама делаю от начала до конца. Аранжирую, записываю, снимаю, свожу, мастерю, видео тоже монтирую. Все. Надеюсь, это дает вам несколько более глубокое понимание, сколько труда входит в эту работу. Alexandra, the Renaissance lady. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, that I am. Как это? Женщина эпохи Возрождения. Окей. And I think there is this third question from Alain. Do you still manage to simply listen to music without entering decipher mode about vocals and music? And what are the elements that mostly catch your attention? Also quite a complicated thing. On the one hand, if I'm just listening to music in the background, I don't pay that much attention. So yeah, if it's not the focus of my attention at the moment, I can listen to it without deciphering the stuff. Молодец, очень сложная работа, удобно танцевальная команда. Нет, все сама, спасибо. И крестиком еще вышивать умею. Absolutely. Я умею. Я могу еще и вышивать. Seriously. Не делаю это, правда, но могу. So yeah, Maria said that I also can cross-stitch. And I actually do. I can do cross-stitching. Many things in my brain are going on. So back to the question. However, if I start to digging the song and I really enjoy it, I want to understand it and I want to know how it works. And here, the decipher mode, as you aptly called it, absolutely brilliant idea of a name for this state of mind. It absolutely kicks in right away, and then I start to think about the chord progression, how the melody is working, how the arrangement is working, and what makes the song what it is. As to which elements are more important, on the one hand, the melody is always the most important for me. However, how the melody is arranged is obviously as important as the melody itself, because the melody doesn't exist in a vacuum, right? It exists with the chord progression, it exists in the arrangement, it exists in the voice of a singer, and all these blocks make the song what it is, right? And also speaking about the covers, for example, the same song with the same melody can sound absolutely different if different artists perform it, obviously, like why I do what I do, right? So it also gives you a new perspective on the song. And even if the arrangement isn't that different, sometimes a different version like gives you absolutely different emotions. Like the other day, my friends and I were discussing American Horror Story, the TV series. I've recently watched the fourth season, The Freak Show. Really, really cool season of the show, even though I'm not particularly into some of the like grotesque parts of the show in general, but everything how it's done, it's just absolutely amazing. So there is this episode where Jessica Lange's character sings Gods and Monsters, originally by Lana Del Rey. And I think maybe I heard this song before, maybe like once in the original version by Del Rey. And I didn't enjoy it quite as much as I enjoyed it in Lange's version. Even though Jessica Lange is an actress, she's not a singer, as is, her phrasing is like impeccable. Sometimes the pauses are more important than the length of the like singing phrases, right? And the arrangement is very similar, but there are some minute elements that you may not even consciously realize that they are there until you start to like figure out how it works. So yeah, and I personally prefer the version sang by Jessica Lange much, much, much more than the original by Lana Del Rey. It just works for me. I just like how it's done. And maybe I will cover it and become this character in the future. We'll see. Play Retro PC Games. Сашка, привет, рад тебя видеть. А ты кто? Я не знаю твоего этого имени. Если я тебя знаю, я тоже тебя рада видеть. И даже если я тебя не знаю, тоже привет. Окей. Вот, вопрос был про... могу ли я слушать музыку, не включая такой этот режим дешифровки? И какие элементы мне более важны, на какие я больше обращаю внимание? Опять же, все зависит от обстоятельств. Если я просто где-то фоном слушаю, то... Ой, это был глазик. Здравствуйте, если вы не видели, это глазик. Ну вот, если я слушаю где-то фоном музыку, то есть я на нее не обращаю особо внимания, и мне тогда не так интересно. Но если мне песня понравилась, мне очень всегда важно понять, как она работает. И тогда вот как раз вот этот режим дешифровки, очень точно названный Аленом, он абсолютно точно включается, и я начинаю думать, там, как там аккорды, какая там аккордовая последовательность, как там мелодия, почему она вверх-вниз идет, как это вообще все происходит, аранжировка, как это все сведено, и все это тоже становится очень-очень важно. И даже несмотря на то, что мелодия сама по себе, считаю, абсолютно наиважнейший элемент в любой песне, то в зависимости от вот этого окружения ее восприятие, естественно, меняется, потому что мелодия никогда в вакууме не существует, ну, кроме того, если это вдруг акапелла, например, или сольное исполнение. Всегда в музыке в современной и аккорды, гармония влияют на то, как ты мелодию воспринимаешь, и аранжировка, и исполнение, и, собственно, вот такие разные версии, как разные каверы, всегда открывают какую-то новую перспективу на песню, и получается, что ты можешь что-то новое там в ней услышать, и, может быть, тебе понравится именно кавер-версия, а не оригинал. Как раз вот на днях мы с друзьями обсуждали American Horror Story, американскую историю ужасов. 4-й сезон этого сериала называется Freak Show. Не знаю, как это по-русски назвали. Типа цирк уродов или что-нибудь такое, наверное, не политкорректное. Не знаю. В любом случае, там персонаж Джессики Лэнг поет песню Gods and Monsters, которую в оригинале пела Лана Дель Рей. И я, может быть, слышала ее до того, но, может быть, один раз. И она мне совершенно не запомнилась и никак не зашла, и абсолютно не впечатлила в оригинале. А вот в варианте Джессики Лэнг это прям огонь. У нее такая там фразировка прекрасная, что прям чудесно. Это тот самый случай, когда иногда пауза важнее, чем какие-то там длинные красивые фразы. При том, что она вообще, ну, как бы, не сказать, что прям певица-певица, но звучит очень круто. И аранжировка-то там очень похожа на оригинал. Там есть какие-то интересные элементы добавленные. Вот совсем чуть-чуть что-то поменяли. И взведение чуть-чуть другое. И вот вокал такой вот необычный получается. И мне она гораздо больше понравилась, чем оригинал. Ну вот потому, что там какие-то такие интересные сочетания внезапно возникли, которых ты вообще до того и не ожидал. И я вот думаю, что, может быть, как-нибудь как раз, если я буду делать тему каверов, сет каверов из сериалов, то я, наверное, как раз сделаю кавер на эту песню, возможно, и буду персонажем Джессики Лэнг из этого сезона. Было бы очень интересно. Гриш, привет. А запись будет? Ну, я оставлю видео в доступе в открытом на какое-то время, а потом оно будет по ссылке доступно, так что если вы там где-то в постах эту ссылку найдете, то зайдете и увидите. Will the live stream be available like after the stream is over? There will be the recorded version for a while, and then I will set it to available via the link. So if you have the link somewhere on Facebook or wherever you got it, you will still have the access to the live stream. Right, I think I have answered all your questions. Если все, мне кажется, я на все вопросы ответила, поэтому если есть еще какие-то, то пока задавайте. So if you have any other questions, please leave them in the chat box, and in the next couple of minutes I will try to answer them. Otherwise, we've been at it for more than an hour. Yeah, if you don't have any questions, then I'm gonna like finish shortly. Когда вживую концерт? Только когда ковид закончится. До того нет, нет, нет и еще раз нет. When are there going to be live concerts? Not until the COVID thing is over. Not until then. Because the situation here is fucking horrible. Like, really, really horrible, absolutely serious about it. I am not going to invite people when I know that they have even a slightest chance of getting sick at a concert venue and spreading it to their loved ones. No. I'm not up for it. Вот. То есть, если даже есть какой-то шанс, что человек придет на мой концерт и там заразится, а потом принесет вирус там в свою семью, то я вот вообще нет, я в этом не участвую. Hey, bye, Dirk. It was nice to see you, even though you weren't that active in the chat. I hope you enjoyed the video and, maybe learned something interesting about my creative process. Thank you for watching. Я все понимаю, Гриш, но где это же их выбор. А это мой выбор. Там, опять же, все группы, которые мои знакомые сами участвовали, они уже перезаболели, и там, в общем, хер знает, сколько людей они там перезаражали потом сами. Так что нет. Нет. К тому же я тут, видишь, очень прекрасно, замечательно творю в гордом одиночестве. Мне прям цыпить. So there are some bands who do festivals and all that stuff, and what a lot of the my friends in those bands got sick themselves, and who knows how many people they infected after that. Like, nope. Doesn't make any sense to me. And also, I'm very comfortable doing the thing on my own. I'm not very much a concert lover in general, and especially in these circumstances. Nope. You need more cowbell, of course, Sergey. More cowbell, always. Oh, by the way, just a moment. Yay! Are you happy now? If you needed more cowbell, here it is. Вот, если кому еще надо было больше колотушки, то вот, теперь она есть. Oh, hey, hyvää iltaa. What's next? Oh, next in what department? Oh, we are actually almost finished. So if you wanted to ask me something, please do. And I will be happy to answer all your questions. And if you're asking about next covers in particular, so there are still 2 more James Bond songs that I've already recorded. Like, not recorded, filmed. I haven't recorded the vocals, but they will be coming like in 2 weeks or so, the first one at least. Yes, it is your drumstick. By the way, yes, those are like Sergei's signature drumsticks. I don't know if you can see it. They are available in our online store, by the way. So if you want an exclusive thing, you can get it. Do you still have candles? I'll plan to do some. I'll need more for upcoming winter evenings, summoning demons and other cool guys. And they absolutely love your flavors. Oh yeah, thank you. I'm really happy that you enjoy them. I was just showing them to my friends the other day. They also enjoyed them quite very much, I would say. And I myself enjoy them too. I hope I will have some more time, like in November, to make some more candles. It's a really, really lovely process. I love it very, very much. The second favorite thing after making music videos and arranging songs. So yeah, hopefully there will be some more candles, and maybe not only candles if I can work it out. And I hope that I will be able to come up with some other scents, even though I really like the ones that I already made, and I will surely make like a relaunch of those. But I hope I will figure out the way to find the time to make them, and hopefully you will be able to get them maybe by the holiday season. But it's like I'm not promising anything at this point. But I will keep it in mind. Thank you. All right. So I guess we are pretty much done for tonight. I hope you had some fun tonight and learned something interesting about the whole creative process. I wish you all a great Sunday evening and a wonderful upcoming new week. And, stay safe and take care of yourselves. I love you so very, very much, and I appreciate you coming here and listening to my rambles. Thank you so much, and I will see you soon in my next videos. Вот. Спасибо большое всем, кто смотрел, что пришли тут послушать мою болтовню. Я очень рада, что вы присоединились ко мне, и надеюсь, что вам было интересно, и вы, может быть, что-то новое узнали про вот этот весь креативный процесс. Вот. Желаю всем хорошего воскресного вечера и хорошей начинающейся недели. Берегите себя. носите маски, мойте руки, будьте молодцами. Вот, всех люблю. Тогда увидимся, пока-пока. Bye! Thank you so much for watching.